Shout out to Money Brown, man. Respect Junior. Boy, Money Brown, he get a lot of money, that's why I call him Money Brown.
What's good, Money Brown TV? What up, what up?
Yeah. I want to give a shout out to Money Brown TV. Thank you so much for everything.
Hey, this is Ryan Garcia here. Shout out to Money Brown TV and keep punching, baby.
Yo, what's going on at the fight world? It's your boy Money back with another one, fam. And this one here is on two big dogs this fight game. We have Lamont Roach Jr., the WBA junior lightweight champion, who is one of the hottest fighters out there right now. Then we have Gervonta Tank Davis, that killer, that gorilla from Baltimore, the undefeated 3-division world champion. Tank is the WBA lightweight champion. You know, Tank is one of the top pound-for-pound fighters, arguably the face of boxing outside of Canelo Alvarez, one of the baddest mofos walking this planet, and most definitely the hottest, youngest, fighter in the game. We don't even could we call him the youngest now because we know he in his 30s now. So, but Tank is a big dog. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls all over the world, Gervonta Tank Davis want everyone to know that in his second rematch against Lamont Roach, he's coming to put him on his back pocket or put him on his face. Yeah, you heard me right. Gervonta Tank Davis want everybody to know that he's coming to put Lamont Roach on his back pockets to stay down for good, or you want to put him on his face, lights out. You know what I mean? We all know what happened in the first fight with Tank and Lamont. I still got to rewatch it. But it was fought to a draw, right? A lot of people felt Lamont won because a lot of people felt like it was a knockdown when Tank took the knee. You understand what I'm saying? Tank telling people it wasn't no knockdown. It was the grease that got in his hair from his braid because his braid swung around and smacked him in the eye. So, he did something to try to say, hold on, wait a minute, let me get my eye cleaned out, things of that nature. When the cardinal rule is you don't go down for nothing in the world. I don't give a damn if a piano fall out the sky. You understand? You stay on your feet until otherwise. You feel me? But Lamont Roach is coming, man. Lamont Roach is coming. I feel like he got all the confidence in the world. He felt like he won the first fight. He felt like he went toe-to-toe with that gorilla, that killer from Baltimore. Lamont Roach is from D.C., so he ain't that far over. People would say, Lamont Roach is just as thorough as Gervonta Tank Davis. You know what I mean? It's a lot that goes around D.C. and Baltimore, man. A lot that goes around D.C. and Baltimore. We know how rough and rugged Baltimore is, and we damn sure know how rough and rugged D.C. is. You dig what I'm saying? Check out the Wayne Perry shit. But nonetheless, Lamont Roach, man, look, he held his own. He held his own, and he can hold his head high. And if he feel like he won the fight, he have a right to feel like he won the fight. Because he went in there, he fought Tank ass tooth and nail to a draw. You know what I'm saying? And if they would have counted the knockdown, gave him the knockdown, then, he might be victorious right now and be the first man to defeat Gervonta Tank Davis, which will catapult him, in his career, which what he was looking for. But even though he didn't get the W, the draw still catapulted him, you understand? And you got to respect that. You got to give him his just due, no matter if you like it, no matter how you try to slice and dice it, try to take away from this man. He went out there and did what he had to do, and he did it well. You know what I'm saying? He did it well to where he got himself a rematch, and now he's looking to be a better Lamont Roach. Now, Gervonta Tank Davis, a lot of people say, hey, man, look, Tank been out the ring for a while. It wasn't the same Gervonta Tank Davis. He wasn't that motivated. He started coming along at the end of the training camp, really getting himself into, boxing shape and things like that, right? Now Tank got a chance to prove it. He got a chance to prove all those things that people was talking about. But one thing we do know about boxing, ain't no excuses, bro. Ain't no excuses. Once you get your ass in that ring, once you sign a contract, once that bell go ding-ding, you got to show up and show out. You got to perform. You got to show up, you got to show out, you got to perform. And got to do whatever you got to do on that night to get the W. If you feel like you're not all the way there, then you got to do a little extra. If you feel like you got to start boxing and do this and do that, I'm not going to be able to get him up out of there, then you got to do what you got to do to make sure you solidify that fight for you to get that W on that night. And then you can let the camera know, hey, man, look, I wasn't as sharp as I thought I was going to be. My legs wasn't there. I didn't feel this. I didn't feel that. But overall, I got the W. I'm proud of myself for pushing through because I knew what I went through. And, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to Lamont Roach, I'm looking forward to see his adjustments. I'm looking forward to see what he got up his sleeve and what he's going to do. You know what I mean? Was that his best fight that he had in him on that night? and he went in there and left everything in the ring to try to get the victory to where he can't make adjustments and do this and do that? Or do he got something else in the tank as well to go here and say, okay, Tank, I'm going to have a counter for your counter. I'm not just going to be the same fight that you saw on that night and think you going to make adjustments and come back and finish me off because, you know, that's everything I had. That's what make boxing so beautiful, bro. That's what make boxing so beautiful. You have to anticipate what the other man is going to do. And you got to do that shit on the fly. You got to know how to make adjustments on the fly. Right there, when he turn left, you turn right. When he turn right, you turn left. You know what I mean? When he finna do this, you got to do that. You got to have something for every little thing inside that square circle, bro. Every little thing. And when you got dudes that is equipped, that can fight in the inside, can fight on the outside, can counterpunch you, can be first, can got a good jab, can go to the body, man, it's going to give us a hell of a fight. It's going to give us a hell of a fight. But Gervonta Tank Davis, he want to prove a point, bro. He want to prove that on that night, you know, he wasn't 100% Tank. You feel me? There's a lot of people out there that say, look, man, I seen Tank fight this way and do this and do that. He looked like the same Tank to me. Lamont Roach just had his number, right? You got some people out there that say, look, man, Lamont got lucky on that night. He didn't do enough to win, but he showed up. He did enough to hold his own, right? But in a rematch, it's going to show it all. And a rematch is going to show it all. You know, looking at the fight, with me seeing it the first time, I seen Tank just trying to knock him out. I'm going to be real with you. I seen Tank going out there like, look, I'm a move. He moved around early on, things of that nature. As he tried to do, he tried to get you tired and make you throw your shit. And then he tried to fake you out and catch you with something. And he put your lights out, right? But when I seen Lamont wasn't giving him what he wanted. You understand? Lamont was not giving him what he wanted. He was being smart and sharp inside that ring. You know, he was seeing the things that was coming with Tank, and he was bracing himself. Usually when people get hit by Tank, the shit they get hit with, they don't see it. And Lamont was seeing everything in the ring. So Tank couldn't really counter something really, really sharp and really smooth that Lamont didn't see. And that just, you know, tells me that Lamont was all the way on his shit and sharp on his defense. You know what I'm saying? He was very aware and alert to what Gervonta Tank Davis was doing. And you got to commend that, bro. You got to commend that. Because like I say, Tank, he's usually the faster fighter out there. He get these dudes moving around. And then once you start coming forward and they start feeling the power, they start folding. You know what I'm saying? They start folding and Lamont didn't fold. You know? And like I said, I got to rewatch the fight and break it all the way down for the winner. But the first time, it was a hell of a fight, bro. It was a hell of a fight. And it was kind of wanted to a draw, what I was seeing. You know? But I know it was some rounds that could have went either way. And I want to watch those rounds to see who I gave it to. But nonetheless, the rematch, man. Gervonta Tank Davis want to go out there, put in a real hardcore training camp. Not saying he didn't train his ass off for the first fight, but come all the way back and put in a real hardcore training camp. Understand what Lamont Roach is, you know, and because he fought him, you know, when they was amateur, so he know what he is. But as grown men, now you got to feel. Now you got to feel. And the same with Lamont Roach, you got to feel what Tank is, you know, because Tank caught him with some lead as well. He just took that shit. But in the rematch, somebody got to win. Somebody got to win. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, Tank, he know who he is. He know what he possesses. He knows what he got. He know he got that one-hitter quitter that can put your ass out at any time in the fight. Lamont Roach, he just proved to himself that, look here, man, I can take his best shot. You know what I'm saying? I've been in there with him 12 rounds. What do I got to do to go out there and get the nod from the judges? Or do I got to do a little bit more? You know what I mean? And let's see if he can make his adjustments. But this going to be a hell of a fight, bro. A hell of a fight. I'm not counting Lamont Roach out, but I'm not counting Tank out from knocking him out neither. You know, I'm with Gervonta Tank Davis 120, and I'm going to ride with him. I feel like Tank can come back and make the adjustments, and I feel like Tank could knock Lamont Roach out. I just feel like Tank got to be a little bit more sharper, and he got to be a little bit more smarter, and don't try to force some things, because I felt like he was kind of forcing things in the first fight just looking. You know what I'm saying? And get started a little quicker. Get started a little quicker. You know, quit letting all the rounds go. Quit letting 4 or 5 rounds go past before you start heating up. You got to get started a little quicker. That make Lamont get started a little quicker. That way you can find an opening. You know what I'm saying? But we'll just see how these things play out, man. But Gervonta Tank Davis most definitely want to go out there and make a better performance than the first fight to show the people that he is who he is so they can get up off his back. And Lamont Roach, he want to go out there and show people that he really won the second fight, and he take that thunder from Tank and, you know, it catapult him in his career. So we will find out, man. The rematch is signed, sealed, and delivered. Let's see who the better man is that night. Shouts out to Lamont. I got nothing but respect for him. But y'all know I'm riding with that killer, that gorilla from Baltimore until my casket drop. Straight like that, and I'm on to the next.